Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what?
Back to another episode of the Say What podcast. I am your host, the CEO Shakima, and I am excited to be back again yet for another week. Let's pay homage to the branding company for being the engine behind this vehicle and making it run, and then to Whitfield for such a fitting song of my personality and to this podcast, and to most importantly to you guys who have been rocking with me from day one, and even those of you that are just listening to my voice for the very first time. Thank you for not finding it robbery to spend time with me. I want to get right into it today. I want us to talk about simping, because I've been hearing this term for a long time, and I just recently heard it because I was talking to one of my friends, and he was saying if a guy is taking you out on dates and spending money on you and he's not getting any, that's considered a simp. And I was just like, that just it triggered me. It did something to me, and I got very upset, and I said what I had to say, and I ended that conversation. And it's like, do you even want to associate with somebody who thinks like that? That is just so, I don't know, that is so beneath me. That's scrub kind of conversation. It's giving broke guy energy. But anyway, we're gonna get into it. So the question is, why? Because we talked about having sex on the first date, right? And like I said, that's okay if that's what you want to do. That's your business. Properly vet before you do that. Look, we all grown. I'm not here to judge, right? But when a guy takes you out on a date, why would the guy feel like because he takes you out on a date, he's entitled to get some? Now, if you choose to give him some because, things were just, you guys are vibing, the chemistry is there, all of that stuff is there, and you decide to give him some, that's, what I'm saying? That's you. But where does the sense of entitlement come from when a guy takes you out on a date and he thinks because he took you out on a date, he should get some? Don't put a value on my vagina. First of all, dating is expensive. That's number one. If you can't afford it, then you shouldn't date. And also, don't date out of your price range. You know what I'm saying? How you taking somebody, and nothing against Applebee's or Chili's or anything like that, but how do you feel you take somebody to Applebee's and they supposed to sleep with you? No. And just because you're treating a woman per se, good with the whining and dining, she owes you sex. No. If you can't afford to date, then you shouldn't be dating. Don't make nobody feel like they got to give you some because they took you out. First of all, I'm going to speak for me. I take myself to very nice restaurants. I treat myself really, really good. I spend a lot of money on myself. So if a guy takes me out on a date to a really, really, really nice restaurant and flowers and all that stuff, I do those things for myself, and nothing against the guy, that I'm not going to say it doesn't impress me. But it just, that's normal. For me, because I do that, for myself. But if someone else does that for you, it is very thoughtful. It's very heartwarming to me because I feel like you thought enough of me to do that. So yeah, I really do appreciate it, but that's not gonna You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to make me feel like I'm entitled to give you some because you spent a couple $100 on me. Like, sorry. Not sorry, but where did the simp come from? Like, I actually like went to like the Urban Dictionary um to find out what that definition was, and it says someone who does way too much for a person they like. How do you define that? Like, how do you define way too much? Like, you're treating a woman like a woman should be treated. Like, we're queens. Like, treat us like a queen. You guys are kings. Like, you get with the right woman, she gonna treat you like a king. Like, you're gonna be good. But I'm just trying to figure out where that simp thing came from. I think it came from a broke man who couldn't afford to date and spend money on women to date them. Like Trick Daddy say, it ain't tricking if you got it. If you don't got it, you just don't got it. But don't put that type of energy out there on another man or make your homeboy feel bad because he's spending money on his woman. Like, where did that come from? But you think it's okay to be in the club with your homeboys buying bottles all night. I'm just trying to figure that out. Like, you care more about what your homeboys think than the woman you trying to court. Like, I don't know. It's just different. Maybe I'm just old school, but to me, like, that simping thing, like, and being entitled to get some because, you took a woman out on a date, like, that just really blows me. I feel like if you treat the woman, nice, you treat her good, handle your business, and if she chooses to give you some, it's because she chooses to give you some. But you're taking a chance on that woman, and if she give you some, she give you some. But if she don't, like, why you get so mad? Like, why you get so mad? Like, man, I'm telling you, some of the stories I've heard, some of the things I've seen, I'm just like, how did we get here? Like, how did we get here? This really blows me. And like I said, I probably should have talked about this a long time ago, but it's way overdue. Like, I need some help from the guys on this one. And I've talked to several guys, and I would say the feedback was like half and half. Like, half was saying like, no, just because I take her out, like, you know what I'm saying, that don't mean she got to give me none. Hell, I don't even want none on the first date, because if she giving it up that easy, like, I don't know. And then another one of my, like I said, I have a lot of guy associates, friends, whatever, was like, no, if I'm like, it don't bother me because I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see it as an investment. And if a guy is trying to date you and he feels like you got to give him some on the first date because he took you out to dinner, like, that's not the type of guy you need to be talking to anyway. That's what my friends told me. Now that I'm, getting back out there after, I'm going through a divorce or whatever, but I will be, eventually. But, and then on the flip side, guys was like, nah, if I'm taking you out, like, the expectancy is, no, I'm getting some. And I kind of, did some compare and contrast. And what I've seen is the 50-50, like I said, was the ones who said, like, nah, if I take you out on the first, we go out for the first date, if you don't give me none, like, I'm good. Like, maybe a kiss or something like that. Or those are the ones that I know have it. Like, they got the money to do it. But then the ones who were talking about being simps were the ones who I know don't have it. So is so it's safe to say that money is the issue. And it seems like the ones with the less amount of the money had the most expectations, which is weird because you don't even have the money to play the game. You just out here just kind of like taking a gamble. And to the women, like if you going out with somebody and he feel like you're not even worthy to even go to dinner without giving him some, that's definitely not the person that you should even be wasting your time with. That's why it's great to vet that man and get to know that man as much as you can before you go out on that first date, because you don't want to sleep with somebody like that who think because they go out and spend a couple $100s on you that you're supposed to have sex with them. Like, women, period, we got to do a much better job when it comes to the men that we choose to sleep with. Like, it took me later on in life to realize how important and how much of an asset women are. We are. And we got to stop taking our vaginas lightly. Like, it's so much power in our vagina. And I know sometimes it's hard because there are women out there who don't value it, who don't understand that it's an asset. And I hope you listen to this podcast. And it makes us hard when we're the ones that have standards and morals and values and things like that, because women are out here just giving it up so easy. But I'm telling you, if we stand firm on our vaginas, make these guys get their money up, because like I said, dating is expensive. It's gonna make a lot of people mad, but I feel like you should make a certain amount of money before you out here talking about you trying to date this person, that person, this person, that person, because I don't know. Let's just get all the riffraff out. Oh, I know I'm going to get some hate mail, but that's okay. I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. And that's just it. You're going to have to deal with it. But yeah, like that SIMP thing that triggered me. Like, and I told him, I was like, that's some broke man energy. Like, no man out here with money that got it is complaining about taking a woman to dinner and getting her, a nice dinner, a nice drink, whatever. Like, no, because if he's a man of his business, it's a tax write-off anyway. So that's why I say, ladies, you got to vet that man. If you got a checklist, like check off the checklist, like whatever. But I know I said, if you want to have sex on the first date, have sex on the first date. Just know what you're getting yourself into, because nothing is more depressing than that representation of that man showing up and everything is all good, and you thought you did a great job of vetting, not saying you didn't. And then y'all finally get together, y'all have sex, and then you wake up the next morning, you like, oh my God, like you can literally throw up. Or even after that, and you find out like I said, that's the representation of him, and the real man is showing himself now, and you was like, why the fuck did I give him some? And you're like disgusted with yourself. So take time, as much time as you need before you give in to that temptation. Because I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, it's so easy not to. It's hard not to, especially if the chemistry is there, you guys are vibing, and you fell for the representation, or you just really feeling him, and then you realize like, no, this is definitely not, because I don't want you to keep adding to your body count if you don't have to. But look, like I said, I'm not here to judge. Do what you need to do for you, but for the guys, like that SIMP thing, that really triggered me. And as Cardi B said, broke don't deserve no, they don't. You need to be able to, you need to have a certain amount of money before you out here just trying to get, you know what. Because what happens if you make a baby? You don't even want to take me out on a date and spend some real money. So I know you're not about to take care of your child. No, dating is, no, it's not for the broke. It's not for the weary. I'm sorry. Women, don't lower your standards. Do not lower your standards. Make him come up and get it. If he don't got it, make him get it first. Like, seriously. I'm telling you from experience. You have to demand that, and you have to stand firm on it. And like I said, it's not going to be easy because we get lonely, right? We human. We have needs, but make him get his money up. And I'm telling you, he'll thank you later. Life will be much better for the both of you. But this is not something that we're just going to talk about one time and move on. Like, we're going to revisit this several times because I'm telling you, I was triggered. And ladies, anytime you feel like you're about to settle, go listen to TLC Scrubs. It's an oldie but goodie, but it still hit the same. Like, I don't want no scrub. A scrub can't get no love from me. I'm sorry. I give you a church hug, but that's about it. It's just like certain things that I require. And it took me a long time to get to this point, and I'm still working on it. But it's like, no, I have certain requirements. I have certain boundaries, and I got to stand firm on that, because I'm telling you, nothing makes you feel worse than giving someone yourself and they really did not deserve it. And it was just in a night of passion, and now you're like so disgusted with yourself. It's not worth it. I've heard this story several times. Like, hold out as long as you can. But if you can't and you choose to do that, I just want you to know what you're getting into. That's all. And if a man don't think that you're worthy of a nice date out without expecting sex, that ain't even where you want to be. It ain't. But like I said, we're gonna we'll revisit this again, and we'll talk more about it. And we'll have like I said, we'll have some guys, we'll have some ladies, and we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna get it from different what's the word I'm looking for? I lost mine. We'll have different, everybody will have a different view. I'm sorry, y'all. Everybody will have a different view. It may be younger, it may be older. But we're going to get input from them to kind of see, even though I've talked to them, but I want you guys to hear from them as well. So we'll revisit this again. But chameleons, it was so good talking to you again. I'm looking forward to the next episode. But in the meantime, in between time, get caught up on all the episodes. They are on all the podcast platforms. And I will talk to you guys next week.
Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know?